All right, here we go. The season of being thankful for what you have. I don't know about you, man, but I live a blessed life and I am eternally grateful and thankful for the things I have. And so is today's guest. Daniel has one crazy story and a lot to be thankful for. But of course, I got to throw a bunch of shit at you before we get going. This is one of two types of podcasts that I do with inside the show. It's a long format, got a guest on. We talk about a little bit of everything and anything, 60 to 90 minutes long. And on opposite weeks, it's me, this microphone, y'all listening, and I call them B-Raw Bites. They're about 15 minutes about shit that I think you need. Well, actually, it's about shit that I know you need to hear. Jump into those. I go live on Facebook and YouTube. Everything you need to know about the show is on the website, brawpodcast.com. And I grow this show organically. So everything you see happening with the show, I'm the one. I'm a one-man shop, and what you could do is spread the love. If you like what I'm doing here, tell a friend or seven. Write a review on a platform, wherever you're listening to, 5-star rating, whatever it needs, pass it along. Much love for your help. And speaking of help, I couldn't go any further without giving some love to the two companies that I've been involved with for many years. I love their product, use it on the regular, and all the links are in the show notes. First up is Live Reishi. You guys been following me for a long time. You understand that the Reishi rubs keep my joints and muscles working freely, and the tincture, which I highly recommend if you need some help sleeping or just chilling out. And of course, Craig over at High Speed Daddy. These guys make like tactical diaper bags and lunch boxes and clothing and all other sorts of stuff. If you don't have a baby, it doesn't matter. They have stuff for everybody. Check them out for sure. And both these companies, give them hell for me when you're over there. A quote. I always put a quote in front of these episodes, and I try to match them up a little bit of what's happening in that episode, because I got all these quotes piled up and I never know what to do with them. So in today's episode, Daniel and I have a mutual guy that we follow along and we enjoy his content, and his name is Andy Frisella. And his quote goes, "Be brave enough to go after what you really want. Be strong enough to pick people up and bring them with you." And that fits Daniel to a T. And that brings us to the man of the hour. Man, I just really enjoyed my time with Daniel. Super cool dude. And he's got some awesome stories, and he's been down a path or two. And you know what? Like always, I'm going to let him tell you all about them. Let's get to it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I play more than that, but that's a fun little league. It's super low stakes, and I just talk major shit the whole time I'm playing. And,
yeah. Fuck the poker face, right? We're just gonna get ready to talking shit.
Oh yeah, I don't hold back on nothing. Like somebody. Do you know much about cards? So little lingo. I like somebody will bet, and a guy will raise. I go, dude, you got to say bitch after that. Come on, man. Yeah. And I said, you gotta like pause for dramatic effect. You're like. The guy will go, bet 400, and you go, raise, bitch. See?
Look, dead in the eyes, right?
That's it, bitch. So that's the kind of shit talking I do, you know, and I never shut up, dude, when I'm in this league, you know, and I play bigger stakes and stuff like that, and, you know, and then you buckle down and you play, and, you know, you play to win, right? Just always. Just like everything with me in sports growing up and fighting and everything else, it was I want to step on your throat, you know, when we're on the mat or on the field, dude. I was the guy I played defensive end football.
Yeah.
And I was the guy that I would kill the quarterback, and as he got up, I'd step on him to push him back down and spit in his face. Yeah. And I was that guy, and tell him I was going to eat his children and do all that shit, you know. And but then after we're all fucking buddies, and I'll buy all the beers, man. As soon as we step off the field, all's good, dude. Hey, man, how you doing? Woo, that was a fucking good game, man. That was a good hit, man. Yeah. You know, leave it on the field. It's combat. You know, it's you know, I think men especially need that. You know, I use the weight room for that. I don't play sports anymore. I like to get into a pickup game once in a while, but I just don't have the bandwidth and the time and shit to commit. So You like to stay fit, huh?
Yeah. Recently, I mean, that's where I get rid of all my fucking frustrations too, man. Is the weight room. I mean, I wasn't always fit, up until 5 years ago is when I really started. But before that, man, I was a fucking fat ass, dude.
Oh, when you say fat ass, like wait, man, hold on. How tall are you?
5'11".
Oh, goddamn,
Yeah.
dude. So if you're over 200 pounds, you were a big boy.
Oh, dude, I was almost 300.
Holy shit, dude. It was easier to go over you than around you.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Wow. Damn. Well, first of all, congratulations. That's amazing. What do you weigh now?
Right now I'm at like 172, 173.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
If I weighed 170, I'd look like a cancer patient.
Man, well, I recently just put on about 16 pounds,
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Yeah, I started training really hard last year, and September, October, I was down to 152, man, and it was fucking skinny. I mean, I was ripped, super ripped, but it just didn't look too good for me. I wasn't.
Yeah. And then when you're ripped up like that, do you like get lightheaded? And I mean, do you run into any health, like, I want to say, fueling problems? Like,
Oh yeah, man. No, yeah, for sure. Because I was eating such low fat throughout the day that I was pretty fatigued.
Yeah, that's what. I couldn't get the words out what I was thinking because in my mid-20s, I was the biggest I ever was. I'm 6 foot, and the biggest I ever was like 282 with like 12% body fat.
Holy shit, that's jacked.
That was It was stupid, dude. Stupid. But the thing is, I had youth on my side as well, right?
Yeah.
And I was that guy that was stuffing food down my throat even when I wasn't hungry. You're almost gagging, you're feeding yourself. And I'm like, what the fuck am I doing this for?
Oh, man, I was doing the same fucking thing, but chasing it with booze too, so that's why I gained so much fucking weight.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, booze will throw you that on you quick. Yeah. But now I'm at, last time I checked, I'm at 268 and I got 36-inch waist.
Oh, shit.
I got a little bit. Yeah. Thanks, man. I got a little bit of a belly because I'm happily married and I got a sweet tooth as big as this fucking laptop. So,
oh yeah.
Yeah, I like some, me and Ben and Jerry's will never separate.
Dude, that's what's kind of crazy because I've been, ever since I changed my diet, my biggest fucking thing was a sweet tooth too. So like every night, dude, I make my own ice cream. So I still don't shy away from it, but I just change the ingredients up so it fucking works out perfect.
I was going to say, because, I'll eat a pint of Ben and Jerry's. My wife picks on me and she goes, look at this. This is a new concept. I want you to try it. I had some. I'm putting the lid on it, and I'm putting it back, and I'm putting it back in the freezer. I go, you just fucking blew my mind. I don't know. What are you doing? How do you eat? Sure. How do you do that? No, I eat the whole fucking thing. It's like 1,400. It's like 1,400 calories. But I'm like,
Oh, we were doing that shit all day when we were teenagers.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah. But the thing is, I do the 80. I run my life a lot with the 80-20 rule, right? So 80% of the time, I'm eating fucking clean, nice, great food. Like dinner tonight, I cooked for my son was, it could have been right in the pages of Men's Health in the food section, protein shake full, all sorts of good stuff in the morning. I stay away from a lot of snacks. I might have a little stack of Pringles or something, like something like that, or like like 2 bite-size or fun-size candy bars or something. But then the 20% of the time, we just don't talk about that, dude.
You keep all that shit secret sometimes.
Yeah, that shit is like, it's such a good time though, man. That's when the Ben and Jerry's comes out, man. I was just like, rah. And, but that's my balance. Everybody's got their own balance. But, I don't judge anybody for what they do. They got to figure it out for themselves.
Absolutely.
Obviously, if you're 5'11" and 300 pounds, you might want to change direction.
Dude, it was crazy, man. And my wife would tell me all the time, like, because I knew exactly what I was doing. I'd leave from work and just start fucking drinking. And by the time I got home, I was trash. And then I'd eat dinner, and it'd be like 9:30 before bed, and I fucking drunk with the munchies. I'm like, I'm going to Jack in the Box, right? Yeah, dude. Fucking go to Jack in the Box. And my thing was two tacos, the two tacos and a 7-piece jalapeno popper, right?
Holy no, that's what's that about 4,000 calories?
Probably. I mean, I already drank 18 throughout the day, you
Yeah,
know.
exactly right.
And I'd wake up fucking like bad heartburn, and she'd be like,
Hmm.
you're waking up not breathing and shit, you know. And yeah, it was pretty
Yeah,
crazy, man.
but when I was when I met my wife, I was 60 pounds overweight, so I was pushing almost 300 pounds at the time because I didn't have any muscle mass at that time, right?
Uh-huh.
Uh, Before I got divorced, and I went on this bender due to drugs and drinking. And when I met my wife, I was completely out of shape, and my skin looked like a spring roll.
Oh shit.
You know what I mean? That
Yeah.
greasy, thin,
Right.
just not healthy look. And she's a competitive triathlete and a belly dancer, and she's super healthy and all that. But so she got me back, you know, in
Whip
that
you into
track.
shape, huh?
Yeah, yeah. Well, she didn't like whoop me into shape, but I'm like, I like hanging out with her. And
Right.
if I want to quote
Yeah, yeah.
keep up with her, I better
Right.
get back in shape, dude. So, but we have a good time, and I just think food and actually, that's all medicine, right?
Yeah.
So the classic thing of it's a pain in the ass, man. I'm telling you, at 4 o'clock in the morning when I get up and I didn't make my shake or lunch for the day, and I'm putting that together, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Or it's 11
Yeah.
o'clock at night, and I'm just bitching, putting it together. You could have that inconvenience, or you could be fucking laid up in a hospital bed, right?
Right.
So that's my trade off on that. When people ask me, and they're like, "Why do you spend so much time in the gym?" I go, "Why do you spend so much time playing?" Oh, they go, "Why do you spend so much time playing or in the gym?" And you could get hit by a bus. And I said, "Okay,
Yeah.
then I won't be around. So what the fuck
Right.
difference does it make?"
Right.
And I go, "It makes me happy." They're like, "Seriously?" I go, "Why do you spend so much time playing video games? You could walk out and get the mail and get hit by a bus.
Yeah. Same fucking
Same,
difference, right?
same fucking thing, dude." So I don't judge anybody. I don't judge anybody escapism unless you're hurting kids, and then you belong in the wood chipper. But
Yeah, no shit.
other than that, do whatever the fuck you want to do. I don't give a shit. But
Yeah.
so what was the turning point, man, to drop all that weight?
I started when I quit drinking, man. You know, I quit drinking just over 12 years ago.
Oh well, congratulations on that. I'm five
Yeah.
years. I'm 5 years sober.
Awesome, man. Congratulations.
Yeah. Well, so
Um,
did something come about that made you quit drinking?
yeah, man. It was the Super Bowl party, man. Super Bowl 45. I kind of just fucking put everything at risk in my eyes. I was at a party at my brother's house, and I was drinking all day. And my niece and nephew and my kids are the same age, so I took the kids over there. Kids are playing, and we're just fucking drinking and eating all day. And instead of calling my wife to say, "Hey, baby, come pick us up," I fucking strapped the kids in the back of the car and drove home, dude. You know, and I mean, let's be fucking honest, right? This wasn't the first time I've done it,
Sure, sure.
right? But it was the first time that it really fucking hit me deep. Because my wife's a stay-at-home mom, right? She stays at home, and at the time, I was an apprentice. I'm a power lineman, so I was an apprentice with a commercial license. And I was in my head, I'm like, fuck, dude, like, what if you had gotten a car crash and your kids would have gotten hurt? You know, how would you fucking live with yourself? Or
Yeah,
or if
yeah,
I'd have got pulled over, like I would have lost my driver's license and lost my position, right? And then our whole way of life is fucking flipped upside down.
yeah. Over a couple drinks, right?
Right, right,
Yeah, yeah.
right. So that was it, man. You know, I quit drinking. The next day I checked myself into substance abuse, and I was going to meetings 2-3 times a week.
Good for you, dude. Did AA help you?
Yeah, it did. It
Good,
did.
good. Yeah,
Um,
I wasn't a fan. I
no,
know that it helps tons of people. It just didn't have the energy that I needed. I needed more like positive energy.
yeah. I didn't go to AA. I went through Kaiser's. It was just substance abuse. So it was
Oh,
everybody was
okay.
in there for everything. You know, there was
Oh,
fucking
okay.
people in there for heroin and pills and alcohol. It was just everything. Everything that
How long did you stay in there? How long? Now was that a resident? Like you went and stayed there?
No, they wanted me to, but I couldn't fucking miss work. I told them, I go, I can't miss a bunch of days. I said, I can't miss 30 days of work.
Yeah, yeah,
And
sure.
so they were like, well, we have night classes, you know, it's like an hour and a half. So I did
Cool.
that. And I was going for a solid like 4 to 6 months, you know.
Did you struggle hard giving it up? And do you still struggle with it?
Not so much anymore. Not so much anymore. Like I'll think about it rarely, but I don't have those urges, those cravings like I used to. Um, but like one of the things that the counselor, he's like, dude, every time you have this fucking thought, just keep telling yourself, no, it's not an option, right? So I had to keep telling myself that over and over. But what I ended up doing was eating like a bunch of fucking candy and drinking a whole bunch of sodas, right? And he
Yeah,
was
I
just
can.
like, that's your body's craving that sugar.
Yep, yep.
But other than that, man, like it was hard to be around family because every time the family get together, you're right, we'd have drinks
Yeah,
or getting together with the buds.
especially 12 years ago, it wasn't quite accepted as it is now. You know, when I gave it up, everybody's like, "Okay, cool, good for you, dude," and they would
Yeah,
support you. They wouldn't. I did lose a handful of friends, but were they really friends? I mean,
right,
kind of thing. But
right.
my true friends, we're still great buddies today. They're just like, "Oh, cool, dude. That's the path you're going. Whatever I can do to
Right.
help." You know.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the cool thing was because my brother was the same way, right? And then a year after I quit, he ended up fucking checking into a program and quitting too, you know? So,
Well, that's cool then.
yeah.
Now, with you being a power lineman, is that considered blue collar?
Oh, yeah. All the way.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Fuck
Me
yeah.
too. I'm a blue collar guy too, man. Whoop
Fuck
whoop.
yeah.
But the reason I brought that up is that's kind of the blue collar culture as well too. You work all day, then you go have happy hour with all your buddies and shit, and they complain about their wives and
Yeah.
and you hear about it, right? So when I got back into the blue collar, I had my own business for a while, long time, 8 years, and I got back into the blue collar, and I've been there since 5, 6 years now. When I first got in, I was like sitting there, with the guys, and they're like, my fucking wife this and my fucking wife that, and she doesn't do this. I'm sitting there going, God damn. I forgot about this culture. Because But
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, is that culture that way? Like in your job? I mean, people just they bitch, really? I mean,
Not a whole lot of bitching. I mean, some guys do, right? Like you're comfortable with your brothers and shit, you know, you're just gonna fucking spill the
right?
beans. But
Sure,
but
sure.
definitely having drinks and shit after work, man, you know, we've had a lot of guys that, you know, test dirty and get caught and shit like that, right? So I mean, it's a common thing. That's where I gained most of my weight was actually when I got hired with the city. Dude, I gained 100 pounds, right? Because we'd fucking eat. You know, I'd
Yeah,
take lunch and like, get rid of that shit, kid. We're gonna go fucking have lunch, you know, and
yeah,
go
yeah,
get breakfast. And
yeah. And have a 8,000 calorie breakfast or 8,000
for
calorie
sure,
lunch,
yeah,
and wash it down with 4 beers.
yeah,
I've
get
been.
done with the job and have some fucking beers.
Mm-hmm. There's so much. You're talking about strapping your kids and nephews, right? Nieces and nephews, and in your
No,
car.
just my kids.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was at my
Uh,
brother's.
Strapping your kids in there. I remember multiple nights, or I should say mornings. I would wake up in my car,
Yeah,
uh, or in my truck. I had a truck at the time. In my truck, passed out like on the steering wheel, and like have no idea how I got home driving.
fucking crazy, right?
Right, and it's just like,
Yeah,
and what I thought at the time, I didn't have a family or anybody really, in my life. But I did think about, imagine if some lady coming home from pulling a double as a nurse and I bang into her and now
right,
her kids don't have a mom, you know? And that would be sobering for me until the next night. And I'd just fucking do it again. You know what I mean?
right.
It was tough, dude.
Yeah,
But I gave it up and it's amazing.
yeah, it
It's
is,
not,
man.
it opened a whole world of different things for me.
Yeah, I mean
But
your son's 2 years old. When I was drinking like that, when I quit drinking, my son was 2 years old. He had just turned 2012, 2011. He had just turned three, two
yeah,
or
so
3 years old. Yeah,
he pretty much only knows you sober then.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, which
yeah,
is
that's
great,
cool.
man.
Oh
You
God,
know,
isn't that amazing? Right?
yeah,
Yeah, to get rid of that kind of culture. So now he just sees me do what I do. he doesn't see me drinking or nothing,
Right.
and my wife doesn't drink. You know, she'll have a glass of wine or something when some friends come over. But
Right.
yeah, so substance abuse. You ever get into the heavy drugs or anything, or smoke some weed and doing all that, or
Dude, I used to smoke weed every day. Yeah. Right. Like through high school up until right before I got hired with the city. I used to sell weed actually when I was like,
my man?
yeah, when I had just turned, I was like 18 and a half. And all my friends used to smoke where I used to work. Everybody used to fucking smoke. And I'm spending all this money on weed. I'm like, dude, I might as well just fucking sell it to everybody, smoke for free.
Yeah, yeah,
And,
yeah.
you know, it was like that for a while.
So, what got you to be a power lineman?
My uncle, actually, he became a lineman shit probably 25 years ago. And the city was offering like a class so you take a class and then it made you eligible for the test for the groundman position, right? It's the entry level position. So me, my brother, my cousin, we were all just fucking partying, getting high, you know, dead end jobs. And he's like, you guys need some fucking direction, right? Yeah, take this class, you know, get a good fucking job. And honestly, I don't remember anything from that fucking class because it was in downtown LA. We drive to LA, getting high, sit in class. I'm sitting there doodling shit, you know, like not
Yeah,
paying
yeah.
attention. And
Well, so yeah, that was back in the day. How long you been a lineman, or how long you been working that?
it's gonna be 20 years in December.
Yeah. See, you. When I took my first quote unquote corporate job, my parents instilled in me the same thing your uncle probably did. Was like, you go, you work somewhere for fucking 30 years, you get a pension, and then you retire, and then you leave. Right? I mean, did you get that kind of speech from him?
Not really, not
No.
really. I mean,
Oh, okay.
he was just like, fuck, here's an opportunity, you know.
Oh, okay. Cool.
But my dad did the same thing, you know. I mean, he just retired. You know, he worked for the state. He did that for 25 years, and he's been retired like two. But I mean, honestly, in my whole life, this is the third job I've ever had.
Same. Yep.
Yeah,
I'm in my third job. So,
I'm pretty
but
loyal, you know.
yeah, well, that's the thing, man. I get in there and because I find something that I want to do,
Yeah,
right? You know, and if I didn't like it, I would leave. But it's the 80-20, going back to the 80-20. 80% of the time, I fucking love what I do for a living.
right.
And 20%, I'm doing whatever I got to do to get back to the 80%.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if somebody tells you they love their job every day, they're full of shit, dude.
Yeah. One guy asked me, he was just like, bro, do you love your job? And I go, what? And he goes, do you fucking love it? And I go, dude, no, I don't. I said, I don't fucking love getting up at 4 a.m. and driving for an hour and a half of traffic on the way home. I go, I don't fucking love it. I go, but it pays great.
Yeah, yeah.
And, you know, if I fuck up, people get hurt. So, I mean, I'm going to do my best.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And then, so what exactly, some people listening probably don't know what you actually are and do. So describe that.
So I'm an underground power lineman, right? There's overhead, there's underground, right?
Oh, okay.
Overhead's on the power line, the power poles.
Yep.
And a lot of our cables, a lot of our electrical systems underground because high rises in downtown, you know, like wealthy neighborhoods, they don't want to see fucking power poles everywhere, so they put a lot of the stuff underground. So I splice it, man. We work anywhere from your house voltage right to 120 to right now I'm working in underground transmission where the highest voltage we have is 230 kV.
God damn, dude.
Yeah, 230,000 volts.
Fuck that, dude. Fuck that. Dude, when I was young, I was working on some equipment and wrenching on some equipment, and the wrench made a circuit, right? On the equipment. And my right arm was numb for like 3 days. So even at my house now, we bought a house late last year. I don't even change a fucking outlet, dude. No. I can't stand electricity, bro.
That shit is gnarly, man. I mean, I was in an accident 2 years ago. It fucked me up good, you know.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. I mean, that on the job, or was that?
Yeah, I was on the job. Actually, I got burned in 2010. 2010, I was an apprentice, man. I got fucking electrocuted with 2,700 volts. and I got some burns on my leg. One of the other apprentice that was down in the hole, he made actual contact. It was 2,700 volts right here. Touched it right here and grounded out in his elbow. Um, and and I came to potential. That means like I came to the same voltage that was being put out, and I grounded out on my leg. Um, and that's when I was drinking heavily, man. I didn't know how to deal with that shit, right? I was
Yeah.
scared to go back, and I just fucking drank more. Handled it wrong, right? But yeah, just over 2 years ago, um,
Well,
yeah, I
hang on
fucking
a
blew
second.
myself up, man.
Well, when you say you came to potential, so you didn't come in direct contact, but you were in the area enough, close enough that you were consuming, I guess, the same
Yeah,
amount of electricity.
right. Yeah, it kind of just flowed through me. It flowed through me and then went out on my leg, through my leg.
So when you say it hit his hand, people that aren't watching, you touched like where your thumb and forefinger match, right,
Right.
or connect, and then it went out his elbow. What did it do to his arm?
Um, so on his thumb right here, it scorched his whole hand. His hand was gray.
Gray.
And yeah, and what it does when you get an electrical burn like that through a contact, it burns you from the inside out. So they had to peel the skin off, right? Over time, it would just get worse and worse. And he had to have a couple of skin grafts on his hand. But on his elbow, it was worse, man. Um, it was the flesh was just dying from the inside out. And after a while, when I first noticed it, like he took his coveralls off, I noticed it. He had like a little white spot on his elbow, like maybe the size of a pencil eraser. And over like the course of a couple of weeks, it just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger, like the size of a pepperoni. And I mean, they have to get rid of all that flesh. So he had a fucking hole in his elbow.
God damn.
Yeah. Yeah. They had to put the special pump on his elbow to kind of like suck the muscle, the tissue outward to,
Yeah.
so when it healed up, it wouldn't have like this pit in his arm.
God damn, dude.
Yeah.
So when you get, is it the amount of electricity that went through his arm to where it kills from the inside out? So like if you get zapped with like a 120 outlet, like I would fucking around in my house,
Yeah.
you just kind of go boom and you kind of
Right.
knock it off, right? I mean, it's
Yeah.
just like, you feel you might get numb a little bit, but nothing. Is it
Yeah.
because of the certain amount of electricity going through it? It like physically burned it through his arm and killed everything inside
Yeah.
as it
Yeah.
passed through. God damn.
Yeah. Yeah. But like that, the house voltages, people die from that shit too, but
Oh,
that's
sure.
because they get hung up, right?
No, it's
Their
like an electric
muscles.
chair at that point,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's growing up, there was a story, a guy, working on a farm. He got, see, he, because they have big electric motors running the shit, the barn cleaner,
Oh
right?
yeah.
He started getting zapped and he locked up, and a guy just ran over and fucking pushed him off the ladder with a shovel just to get him off the connection, you
Yeah.
know. Yeah, and there's
Right.
nothing. He's like, there's nothing I could do about it. He goes, I was watching it real time, and he's like, I couldn't move anything. I was like, oh
Yeah.
shit, yeah,
It's
woo,
fucking unforgiving, man.
yeah. And then with you being in proximity, what happened to you with that instant where it went through your
Um,
leg?
yeah, so luckily, like when they were doing hot work, so the way the job went out, they were doing hot work, and we stand on when we do that hot work, we stand on rubber blankets, right, for insulation. And for whatever reason, usually when they get done with the hot work, they'll remove the blankets, but they kept them down there, so we were standing on these blankets, um, and that's probably why I didn't make initial like contact, but I was my leg was leaning up against a piece of equipment in the vault that was grounded, so it just finds the quickest path to ground, right?
Sure, sure, yeah.
Yeah. So I
Damn,
mean, I had like three or four small little holes, about the size of a pencil eraser, still on my leg, third degree, but I didn't need skin grafts. It wasn't that big, luckily.
yeah. What's the pain like on that?
It took a while after the adrenaline and shock kind of wore
Oh,
away.
God.
Like I didn't feel it till about 5 minutes afterwards, but um, I mean, honestly, I can handle some fucking pain, right? So
That's awesome.
um, it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too
Oh,
bad.
okay. You
Yeah.
knew something. You knew something happened though, right?
After a while, yeah, after a while, I started feeling the burning in my leg, and I was like, "What the fuck?" I lifted my pant leg up, and I saw these, 3 or 4 little white dots right there.
And that's where the electricity came out.
Yeah, yeah,
Damn. And then I saw some pretty gnarly pictures of you, bud.
yeah,
What
yeah, man.
what happened with that one?
That one was 2 years ago. That was just an arc flash. There was no electrical contact. And that one, we were working in a vault, right? Like I said, I work underground, so it's just a little fucking room.
Right.
And there's a switch inside of this vault that we were working. And there's 4 positions on the switch. And on our circuits, it's 3 phases, right? Let's just call it A, B, and C phase. That's usually the way it goes nationwide. And if you put A to A phase together, electricity will flow fine. If you put A to B or B to C or A to C or some shit like that, and you try and push it together, it'll fucking blow up. So
Oh,
we were
okay.
working on a yeah. So we were working on it was a 4-way switch at different levels, and we there was no communication, man. We just didn't talk the procedure out. We broke procedure actually. We didn't follow the way we were trained, and we put 2 phases opposite. And I told the guy up top to close the switch, and I was holding it like a foot from my face. And as soon as he closed that switch up top, everything came right back down and fucking blew up in my face, man.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, that was a 4800-volt cross phase.
So when you say an arc, I got to go back to. I'm going to come back to the 4800.
Yeah,
When you say arc, so when you had those together, holding up in front of your face, it arced toward. So it wasn't getting shocked like you did the first time.
no, this was
Okay.
just like an explosion of energy and fucking fire.
Oh. Oh. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Oh God. What do you
yeah. It was
remember? What do you remember of that instant? Anything?
everything,
Oh no shit!
everything. Yeah,
Just this
yeah, man.
fucking flash of light coming at you.
Yeah, it was. As soon as it went off, um, my eyes shut right away, right? And time slowed down so slow. I remember just having my eyes closed, and it was just pure brightness, man, pure brightness. And I remember thinking, like, this is the brightest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life, And I remember thinking, why aren't you dropping down to the floor? Because I was standing up, thinking, why the fuck aren't you dropping to the floor? You're supposed to drop to the corner if shit goes off. And then I remember thinking, like, why isn't the circuit shutting off? Because when we work hot like that in the underground, we have system protection where if anything goes wrong, the circuit breaker opens up like within a fraction of a second.
Sure.
But it was fucking lasting. It lasted 2 full seconds because the circuit breaker of the circuit we were working on failed.
Oh.
So it fucking failed to open. So the circuit stayed on. It had to reach a certain number of ground fault current amps. Fuck, I'm just lost right now, dude. With
Yeah, that's all right.
reliving this shit.
Yeah.
It had to reach 4,500 amps of fault current, right, for the main circuit in the station to finally trip and open up. And once it stopped, right before that, man, I was thinking, dude, you're gonna fucking die.
Oh yeah, I could see
And
that.
yeah, and right when I thought that, everything just went black. Everything was quiet. And it was like a fucking fraction of a second of just pure peace. And then I started breathing, and my lungs were on fucking fire, man.
I can
You know,
imagine. Yeah, the heat
yeah.
alone, right?
The heat, the smoke inhalation.
So
Um,
let me. I'm going to recap that real quick. So when you had these things connected, the guy flips a switch, energy comes through. You're hanging on to it. The original breaker fails. It has to build up to 4,500 amps for the main breaker to trip.
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
So that's where those few seconds of you hanging on to it. Right. It took a few seconds to build up to 4,500 amps,
correct.
and the whole time you're staring at it.
Right in the fucking face, man. Right in the
Oh
face.
God. What the fuck,
Yeah.
dude?
Yeah, dude. I had I mean, luckily for what PPE I had on, right? It's required to have safety glasses, hard hat with the face shield, 2 layers of we call it FR clothing, arc rated
Mm-hmm.
clothing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, it was at night. It was a midnight start. It was like 1:30 in the morning, and it's kind of chilly that night. So I had a hoodie instead of having like 2 layers of coveralls like I'd usually wear. I had a hoodie on underneath my coveralls, which is a little bit thicker. Um, and once that fucking flame shut off, I grabbed my face shield, I threw it up, and my fucking coveralls were on fire. They were still on fire, dude. So I patted them out and called for the ladder, and tried to get the hell out of there, dude.
Yeah, yeah. At that point, obviously, everybody knew something was going on, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. It was kind of weird because there was 3 crews working that night, and the hole that I was working at, it was our job to de-energize, like I said, the section of cable that we were going to work at a different hole. So when the lights shut out, the guys down the street were like, "Oh, cool," they de-energized it. But then right away on the radio, yeah, on the radio they hear, "Power, this is 415. We have an emergency," and they were like, "Fuck!" They knew exactly what happened, dude.
Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
guys from down the street were at my hole before I even climbed out.
Damn, dude. Now, how far down underground are you?
This was probably about 10 feet, 10 or
Yeah,
12
kind
feet.
of like through a manhole, like in the
Yeah,
street or
exactly.
something. Oh, okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Damn, dude. This is like my worst nightmare. See, like I'm sitting here, I can't even change it. I had a house in Colorado, and I was going to change the light switch to a dimmer switch, and it was built in 1890. And I'm like, my ex
Fuck.
wife, my ex wife comes home, and she's like, "Hey, there's no power in the garage." And I'm sitting in the one room with a flashlight in my mouth, changing this fucking thing, right? And she's like, "I can't flip on any lights." I go, "No, I shut the whole power off to the whole
Yeah.
property." And she's like,
Fucking
"Just to change a light switch?" I go, "You're goddamn right. You're lucky I didn't call the power company and tell them to shut the grid down." That's how much I hate electricity, man.
Dude, well, my fucking ego is so big. Like, I was changing out a light switch to a dimmer switch, and my wife goes, "Don't you want to turn off the fucking breaker?" And I was like, "I do this shit for a living." Bah! I was like,
Nah. Yeah. This is what I do for.
yeah.
Man, dude. So you're down there by yourself, right? Because it's a small hole.
No.
So there's.
No, it was me and one other guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
So you put the fire out on your hoodie, and you got the hell out, right?
Got the hell out, man. Yeah. I got out. And I was gonna put some water on my face, right? Like try and wash whatever. And I was just like, dude, honestly, I thought my fucking skin was melted, like my jawbone was exposed. Shit, I thought the worst. So I didn't end up pouring water on my head because I didn't want to like introduce any fucking thing to open wounds.
Right.
So
especially an electrical wound too, right? I mean, don't they say not to do that?
Yeah. Well, most burns, you should put water, but what we have on our trucks, it's called a water gel burn kit. That's what we call it. But it's basically just like gauze packages of gauze that are impregnated with like this water gel, right? And instant cooling, man. I put one of those on my face, and it immediately felt really good. But I started taking photos right away. Right away I was taking photos, and that's kind of why I have so much photos documenting every step of the way. Right after all my surgeries, I was taking photos. When I got home and the bandages were coming off, I was taking photos.
Yeah, sure. Now, so your face took the brunt of it, obviously, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And like your hands, would anything happen to your hands at all, or?
No, because of we wear rubber gloves, and they come all the way up to the elbow with leather protectors over them.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I didn't have anything on my hands. I had like a little burn right here on my shoulder, and then one on my neck. Like I had a full beard. I had a full beard at the time, so a lot of my face got saved. Like a lot of my neck got saved from the beard.
From the beard, right? It just singed off the beard.
Yeah, it did.
Damn. Man, you're lucky you had some face stuff on there. That would have blew
Yeah,
your
it would have
eyes
been.
out, dude. Yeah, that could have been
Yeah.
so much worse.
That was the only part of my face that wasn't burned, was right around my eyes where my safety glasses were.
God damn.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, your eyes would have been history, dude.
fucking gone. My ears, and like my nose and lips got it the worst.
Yeah,
It's
sure.
crazy.
So,
Yeah,
wow, the soft tissue too, right?
yeah,
Yeah. So that's technically an explosion.
yeah. It's called an arc. They call it like an arc thermal explosion, right? Yeah,
God damn.
yeah,
So what? Now, obviously, you didn't go to work the next day. What
no,
was the what was the procedure like? I mean, you go right to the hospital. They take you
yeah.
right in and start working on you, or what was the? How did that go?
Dude, they took me to county. You know, you always hear stories of county, USC, in Los Angeles. You know, like
Yeah.
it's. They took me there, right? They took me to the nearest trauma center. So they took me there, and I was down in the emergency room for like 2 hours, and then after that, they took me up to the ICU. So like I said, this happened like at 1:30 in the morning, and right around 6 in the morning, they said, "All right, we're gonna start peeling your face, getting all that dead skin off."
Yeah.
So they gave me some morphine, and then they started just fucking scraping all that dead skin away, man. Yeah. It didn't hurt that much, right? Because of the fucking drugs, but
You could tell they were
soon.
doing something.
Oh yeah, yeah. Right after they got done scraping that off, dude, I took another photo. You know.
Damn,
But then
dude.
soon after that, they're like, you can go take a shower if you want, man. That was the worst fucking shower of my life, dude.
I was gonna say what?
Yeah, yeah. Because
I
I had
don't
all
see.
this. My hair was long too, so it singed my hair, and it was bad, dude. Um,
Wow.
but the crazy thing is, at work we have like a directive with this burn center that's in the West Valley of Los Angeles. So if anybody gets burned with electrical or an arc flash or some shit, they send everybody there, right? The best hospital, with the best doctor, the best surgeon. And I kept saying, I need to go there. You need to transport me there. And they were fighting me, dude, the whole time. They're like, no, we have a burn center here. We're gonna keep you here. We'll observe you overnight, and then we'll send you home in the morning. And I was like, are you fucking crazy? Send me home? Um, yeah.
Yeah.
When I
Look at
got
me.
transported, yeah, dude. When I got transported, the doctor was like, right away, he goes, yeah, you're gonna need surgery, right? At least one skin graft surgery, two, maybe three. But we don't know yet. We had to wait and see how bad it gets.
So wait a
Um,
minute. Once you were transferred to the place that you wanted to go, the doctor there told you you needed some surgeries.
yep,
Yeah.
yeah.
So what took it? What what was the from you to go to from the trauma center to the place that you wanted to go? And what was it called again?
It's called Grossman Burn Center. That's the doctor's name.
So how did they finally give in and transfer you?
I told the charge nurse there, I go, look, what's stopping me from discharging myself and fucking driving myself over there? And she was like, well, nothing. You're of sound mind and body. I go, then do you understand? Right? That's how bad I want to go. I'm ready to discharge myself.
So then they gave in and hauled you over there in the ambulance or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, hey, dude, you're a good looking dude, man. So they did something right.
Dude, science, man. Science is amazing, right?
Dude, yeah, I'm walking proof of medical miracles because I have a fake back. I was
Oh,
paralyzed,
shit.
and they put carbon fiber parts in my back. So yeah, I am a fan of medical science. I think that's
Yeah, man.
amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you. I mean, what was the recovery time on that?
I was in there for 10 nights. And then two surgeries. I had two skin graft surgeries. So that was February, March, April 27th. And then it took about 3 months for all of the bandages. Like they put some shit called xenograft on my skin. They said it was pig intestine, but I don't know. It took about 2 to 3 months for all that to finally peel off as my skin would start healing.
Oh, so they put this over it probably to protect it, right?
Yeah, yeah. I had
And
to
then
put ointment like 3 times a day.
yeah. And then obviously you weren't working during that time, right?
No, I was off of work for 5 months. Uh,
did you? How close were you going crazy?
Honestly, man, it was. I mean, regardless of the circumstances, it was great for my family. You
Oh
know,
wow, yeah, okay,
uh,
yeah, I see that
you
part. All
know,
right,
yeah.
you just seem like a guy that doesn't want to sit around much. That's where I was going with that.
Oh yeah, no, dude, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of driving me crazy sometimes, but I stayed busy. I stayed busy. I when I was Me and my wife had been talking about getting rid of our lawn and like wood chipping it and try and grow fruit trees and shit, which we have now. But dude, I went out there in like July and I fucking tilled the whole front yard. I redid the plumbing for sprinkler system, dude. It was yeah, I definitely stayed busy.
Oh, that's good. Good for you, dude. That's amazing. Yeah, that is not cool. You know, accidents do happen. I'm glad you came out of it all right.
Yeah,
Um,
thanks.
did you? So those 10 days in the hospital, did you really think about? I mean, when I was paralyzed, I wasn't looking back. I was looking forward. So I was like, okay, what's going to happen if I can't walk? What's going to happen if I can, but if mobility is limited? What happens if this? What happens if that? Was that kind of shit going through your mind?
Um, no, not really, man. But I was full of for a while there. I was full of regret, man, full of doubt. You know,
Mm,
because I thought I was a pretty safe worker up until that point. You know,
mm, mm.
so I was like, dude, what? Like, this is the second fucking time that you've been in this hospital for for your job. Um, is this really the fucking type of work for you? Like, should you be doing this? You know. Um, when I got home, I was like, how the fuck can I make the same amount of money and not have to go do that? Because I was scared, bro. You
Yeah, I
know,
could see
I
that.
was scared.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I could see
yeah,
you. So with my back, I had a little scare on Monday. I was at the gym and it pinged a little bit, and it's still sore
oh
today.
shit.
But dude, some PTSD came flying through my head, dude. So I can
Yeah,
imagine you trying to go back to work and like, in my mind's eye, you're like reaching for a wire and going, and then you're
right.
second guessing everything you're gonna about to do, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Which,
I'll find myself like leaning on something in the vault, and I'm like, don't fucking touch anything.
yeah, yeah.
You know.
God,
Even
and
now, like I'll hear a loud noise behind me or some shit, and it startles the fuck out of me.
yeah, I could see that. And that was what, 2 years ago?
Just over 2 years ago, yeah.
You were in pretty good shape at that point, right?
Yeah, at that point, I was already, I had already been working out for like 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think that had a lot to do with it? Your recovery?
I would hope so, man. You know, I definitely hope so. That was definitely part of my rehab. You know, was getting
Yeah.
back in the gym, right? Because I'd wake up from nightmares and I couldn't go back to sleep, so I'd just go in the garage and fucking work out. You know,
Oh. Well, I'm
it was
glad you
definitely
had.
part of my rehab.
Yeah, I'm glad you had that place to release, right? You
Yeah.
didn't go back to the bottle, or you didn't beat your old lady, or something like that, right? No, not that
No,
I know of, but
no.
but and then what'd you do? Have something set up in the garage, some weights and stuff, so you could get in there and tear it up.
Yeah, yeah. When COVID first hit, everybody was looking for fucking gym equipment. So I ordered some. I ordered like a full squat rack and some weights, and my dad had gave me an old bench press of his. So I mean, I had a pretty decent setup.
Man, so
Um,
you would wake up and couldn't go back to sleep, and you'd go work out.
uh, yeah, yeah. I'd go work out, and um, right when I got back home, I was still staying on like my nutrition plan. Right, I was still making sure I was staying away
Sure,
from the junk food, and making sure I eat enough protein. So I gained a lot of good muscle, and then had some good size, man. I had a decent amount of body fat, but I still had some muscle definition. And once me and my wife went to Coachella, and I was walking around with no shirt, dude, and people were like checking me out. Guys are giving me compliments and shit, and I'm like, dude, my fucking confidence is way up.
yeah.
So, yeah, so I was just like, and people were asking me for years, dude, how did you lose the weight? What are you doing? What are you eating? So
It's
I
what,
found a
well, I was gonna say it's what you're not eating.
it's what I. It's that's exactly what my fucking mentor says, bro. He goes, "It's what I don't fucking do." You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
what I don't fucking do.
Well,
So yeah,
yeah,
man. I mean, it was awesome, dude. You know, it was awesome.
yeah, that's all. I mean, working out has saved me numerous, countless times over my life. You know, trouble is
Yeah.
this way, the gym's this way, and I just went this way, and I just hit the weights. And the other day, it was pretty. Last week, it was pretty funny, man. I just I got a set that I do some rows overhead, and then I curl that same bar with the weight on it.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Same weight. Like a
Yeah,
superset.
yeah, kind of. Right. I do stop though. Like
Oh, okay.
I'll row it. I'll set it down. I'll grab it. I'll do overhead. I'll set it down. I'll curl it, but it's all the same weight. And my fucking dude, my arms exploded, which is awesome, right? I mean,
Yeah.
veins out like full veins out like a pencil. You know, not just a bump. The full veins out. I go in the locker room to shave, dude, and I can't even reach my face to put shaving cream on. My arms are so pumped up, and I was like, "All right, yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that.
Fuck
I'll
yeah.
take that." Yeah,
Oh yeah.
exactly.
There's
Yeah,
days
yeah.
where the pump is great, man. Yeah.
Dude, the pump is just unbelievable. It's so hard to explain if you don't feel it. I can't
Right.
explain it to you. You know. Do you see that Arnold Schwarzenegger thing on Netflix yet?
We started watching it. My wife watched it, dude. But once I lay in bed and I start getting comfortable, I'm out, man.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
out. We
Four
went to
o'clock.
go watch. Yeah, we went to go watch the new Spider-Man on Father's Day, and just over halfway through, dude, I'm out. I was asleep.
Yeah, yeah. I tell I tell people I'm like a cat. I love to be pet and cuddled and snuggled on, and I go like hell. But as soon as I stop, I'm sleeping.
Yeah,
If I stop moving, I'm sleeping, no matter what
right.
I'm doing. Yeah. So, no, that's pretty cool. They have it broke down into sections, and him being coming over and lift it, being throughout the fitness world, and then acting world, and then the politics and stuff like that. So I like how they did it.
Yeah,
Uh, just for somebody to do that, to move to another country, you can barely speak the language, and you just completely create this amazing culture.
right.
You know,
Yeah,
it's amazing. Yeah, but fitness is a big part of my life as well, bud. I mean, how often do you hit it?
every day,
Every day?
every day. Yeah, every day. I get up 2:45, and
Bah,
yeah.
yeah, dude. Oh man, see, now you're making
Uh,
me feel like I'm lazy. I get up at 4.
yeah, I'm used to it though, man. Like my first job, I was getting up at 3 in the morning because I had to be there at 4 in the morning.
Mm.
You know, but yeah, when I started going to the gym 5 years ago, the first class was at 4 a.m. So I'd get up at 3:15, go to the 4 a.m. class, and then go straight to work right after that.
Yeah, yeah.
So
That's what I do. I get up at 4. I have everything set up, packed, everything ready. I grab all my shit, go to the gym, get hooked up, and then I'm in my rig by 7 o'clock.
yeah,
Put in a full
yeah,
day. Grab my little dude at 5:30. Hang out with him for the evening. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So
Fuck yeah.
yeah. So
That's
what?
exactly how the program is, man. Take care of yourself in the morning, right into business, and then family in the afternoon, man.
Yeah,
Family in the evening.
yeah. I was on another podcast last night as a guest, and uh, we got talking about priorities, right? And when it comes
Yeah,
to family, and I brought up that years ago somebody said put that in priority, like when my son was born. I said, well, it's me, my son, and my wife. And this one lady just jumped on my shit. She's like, your son is not first? I go, the fuck he ain't. I go, of course. I said, how am I going to take care of that little dude if I'm not in good shape?
right.
If I'm 300 pounds, can't walk up the stairs or chase him around the park, or if he, you know what I mean, or he goes to run out on the road,
Right.
and I got to, I mean, it's countless situations you can come up with, but
Yeah. I mean,
just real quick, like tonight in the kitchen, he gets out his little cue cards, with all the letters on it, and it's got pictures on it to match and all that. And he wants to play with them. but he wants to sit on the floor with me, not at the table.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, my back hurts. But I'm like, hey, man, here we go. And I sit on the kitchen floor Indian style. Dude, I'm 270 pounds, man. Indian style is not, I am not
Yeah.
built to sit like
Legs
that.
don't fold like that, right?
No, 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 no. But that's what I'm talking about, though. You know what I mean? That now I can take good care of him. So
Right, absolutely. But not only that, I mean, the habits, right? Like, fuck, I was 300 pounds, getting blackout drunk every night, eating like shit. And then if my kids grow up seeing that, they're going to think that's okay. And now what am I doing for them? How am I benefiting them?
that's a really great point. That the generational stuff, right?
Right.
To where you hear, you learn from your parents, or you learn something from your parents, and you don't want to teach your son that. Now you can change that at your own self, right? So yeah, he doesn't see me drinking, and my wife and I, we do our best not to, well, argue is the easiest way to say it. When we have a disagreement, we calmly say, "Hey, okay, yeah, no problem." And then when he's in bed, we have a conversation about it. We try not, and I try not to get all road rage when he's in the car, that kind of thing. You don't think about that when you don't have a kid,
Right.
Or if you don't care what your kid thinks, I guess, then
I mean,
there are people out there.
That's the generational thing then, right? And then your kid's going to grow up to be the same fucking shitty human as you are.
Yeah. That's, I hear those horror stories of, I call them a horror story on Father's Day, now all of a sudden the dad's like, yeah, I'm a dad. And the son's like, dude, I ain't seen you in 6 months. And you pop up on Father's Day and you want something from me? Get the fuck out of here.
Right.
No, it's a 24/7 gig, bro. You know that. How many kids you got? 2?
I have two. And my niece, she lives with us. She's 16.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she just started living. She moved in with us last summer.
Oh, okay, cool.
One of those situations, right, where parents can't handle it, and somebody's got to step up.
Yeah, well, I commend you for that, dude. Step up and take care of business.
Thanks.
We need more of that. We need more of that around here lately.
Yeah,
but
you know what?
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad you got through it, dude, and the hard work you put in working out, it definitely shows. I'll throw up some pictures that you sent me, dude.
Yeah, thanks.
I know how much work that is.
It's fucking work, man. Most of it is, the majority of it is on the plate, right? And more than half of it is what we eat.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to teach everybody. That's what I'm trying to, I have clients and stuff, and it's like, dude, you have to eat. They're like, I can't eat that much food. You have to fucking eat that much food if you want the best results.
Yeah. When you want to be big, if you want to be big, you got to feed it. You can't be a monster and have well, I mean, you can chemically, but that's not cool either in my book. Me personally, I wouldn't do that. But food is all the way around. I mean, yeah, sure, to match it with your metabolism and do it that way is cool if you go to that level, right? Your macros and that kind of thing. I used to be at that level. I don't know. Are you at that level at this point? Do you do that?
Exactly. Yep. That's exactly how I set my program up. Yep. Set everybody's macros up. Yep. The best results. That's what I've gotten the best results from.
Yeah, because now you're tailoring it to. I mean, that would be like putting low test fuel in a Ferrari, right? I mean, you got to match it up.
Yeah.
How many now? Do you have clients?
Yeah.
That you work with, like they come to your house, or you have like a gym that you go to, or is everything online, or how's that work out?
Yeah, it's all online. It's all app based, man. I have a couple apps that I work with. One is for the workouts. One is for the food tracking, and they talk to each other. I see everything that they eat. I see when the workouts are done. I got about 15 clients right now.
Oh, cool, dude. Now, how'd you get into that?
So this guy that I've been watching on Instagram, man, he does online coaching, and I reposted one of his stories, and I don't know if you heard of Wes Watson, right? He started off on YouTube and started a coaching program. So I've been watching his videos, right? Totally inspirational. And I reposted one of his stories, and he hits me up. He's like, "Hey, man, let's get you on the team, right?" get you on the team. You can start training under me and shit and this and that. And I was just like, dude, I know how to put together the workouts. I know how to put together the food. I said, but everybody's been asking me how to do it. I said, I don't know how to show how to do it. Right. He goes, okay, well, we're going to put you on this other coaching program. So it was the only time I've really invested in myself in my life, was for this coaching program. And he just showed me the blueprint. He says, this is what you're going to use. This is what you're going to do. And I didn't fucking ask any questions. I just trusted the process. I got fucking shredded and started signing clients up, man, and helping them do the same thing.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah, you fucking did get shredded. God damn, dude. I don't know. Me, the shredded part, I've always just been big. I was shredded. I was big and shredded, but the work, the work. It after a while. But the overall health, so my idea of health now is, I'm stealing this phrase that I read in Men's Health magazine like 15 years ago, and it was a life athlete. So chase my son around. You call up and go, hey man, I need another guy for a pickup basketball game. Okay, no problem. I can go do that. My wife wants to go on a 5-mile hike. I can do that.
Yeah.
And do it with pleasure, right? And I'm not dying.
Right.
So that's kind of the goal that I have, and I just like moving a lot of weight too. So I just, I like lifting heavy. But
yeah, same, man. Everybody asks, how much cardio do you do? Like, how do you get so fucking shredded? I'm like, I don't do any really cardio. Right? I'll do burpees like 3 or 4 times a week. But but that's it, that's it, man. I like fucking pushing heavyweight, and I used to run a lot when I first joined the gym. It was all cardio based fucking HIIT training, right?
Yeah.
So I lost a bunch of weight, but no definition. It was just skinny.
Yeah. So the classic joke, do you lift weights? Yep. What do you do for cardio? I lift faster. So, you never heard that one before?
No.
Yeah. I lift faster. I remember coming into my old apartment, and my next door neighbor, he was like 82 at the time. And he would go to these HIIT classes, which is phenomenal. First of all, you're 82 and you're going to a HIIT class. Good for you, bro. Right? I mean, amazing. And I come down and I come walking through the hallway, and he's like, you displace a lot of air. And I'm like, oh, thanks, dude. I'll take that as a compliment. Right? And he goes, what'd you do? And he was a fun old man. I enjoyed talking to him. And he goes, what'd you do today at the gym? Because I just came back from the gym. And I go, I did deadlifts and overhead presses. He goes, that's it? I said, well, yeah, because that's all I need to do in one workout. And he goes, my instructor said that you don't need to do that stuff anymore. And I go, well, depending on what you believe in, but my DNA in my body, as a human, we're millions of years old, and in a decade, we're not going to change that DNA. We're built to pick stuff up and put stuff over our head. That's the way we're built. And he's like, yeah, but you don't need to do that anymore. And I go, well, it makes me feel good. I go, do you feel good when you do HIIT training? He goes, yeah. And I go, we're good.
There you go. Yeah.
So it's just fun having a conversation like that. And then do you, like with your clients, do you have like an interview process and do it that way and talk like what their goals are and that kind of thing? And you can go from, hey, I want to be Mr. Olympia to, hey, I just want to be fit.
Yeah, absolutely. Figure out what their goals are. Tell them right away, man, whatever vices you have, we're going to get rid of those, right? Because we're going to instill discipline in all aspects of life. We're not going to drink because it's just going to fucking bring us down and motivate us less. But definitely figure out what their goals are, right? I have a couple clients that are pretty thin and they want to build lean muscle. So start once I figure their macros out, and we're going to lean them out a little bit and then reverse diet them and keep them ripped and build lean muscle. I've got other couple clients that are really big, right? Like over 400 pounds. So trying to get them in a healthy relationship with their food while still implementing workouts, at least 3 days a week. with a couple of days of like active cardio, right? Active rest days.
Yeah, sure.
Um, yeah.
Sure.
So just
Cool.
get them a healthy relationship with the food while still losing weight, every week.
You just want to get people healthy, right?
That's it, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Healthy mind, healthy heart, healthy body.
Yeah. 100%. Your spirit and body need to be kind of aligned with that, right? So,
Absolutely.
lifting the way I do is not for everybody, but just do something,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Go for a walk, go shoot baskets by yourself, throw a
Yeah.
basketball around, kick a soccer ball around, do something. Just
Yeah.
move,
Just
man. We're
move.
meant to move.
Yeah.
We're,
Meant to
we're
stay busy. I mean, even
yeah,
just to clear the mind, right? Just to clear your mind. Like my daughter will have some problems with whatever's going on, and I'm like, hey, let's go for a walk. No, I don't want to do this and that. Let's just take a breath. Let's go for a walk around the block, right? We get halfway around the block and she's calm and talking normal and feeling better.
yeah.
It just makes you feel better, man.
My martial arts instructor used to say, if you're upset or you got shit on your mind, run a mile as fast as you can. I mean,
Yeah.
and really push yourself. He goes, you ain't gonna have no problems by the end of that mile
Right.
because that's there's nothing there. But uh, no, with fitness, you'll like this. I had there are two. Sorry, man. I was trying to put them together. Two things. I put a post up because somebody asked me about clearing your mind. Right. I said the body and the all that the vanity is. I don't pay attention to that.
Right.
I don't post it. I don't do anything of that. It's all for up here, my head. If you're just listening, my head and my heart. Right. So I made this post. It says my mind before the gym, and it was a chalkboard, like at one of those mathematician places where it's just all fucking scribble and you really can't tell what's on the chalkboard. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's what my mind looks like before the gym. And I said after the gym, and it was a perfectly clean chalkboard. And I'm like, that's the best way that I can explain how it feels to declutter my mind coming out of the gym. Like when I walk out of
Absolutely.
the gym, throw anything you want at me. Before I go in the gym, I'll probably bite your head off if you ask me for anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you
But
come out smiling, right?
every day, every time. Even when I got hurt the other day, I still was like, man, that was a good workout, dude. I felt pretty good.
Yeah.
And then you deal with injuries, right? I mean, I've been lifting a long time, and when you said reverse diet, I haven't heard that in fucking 25 years, dude. So I moved out to Colorado, and when I got a gym membership, it was one of those where it's like you sign a 3-year contract, and back the old school
They
stuff,
lock
right?
you in, right? Yeah. You're
Yeah,
ours, bitch.
yeah, exactly. And
Bet, bitch.
yeah, exactly. Sign here, bitch. But they said, hey, man, for 6 months, once a month, we're going to give you a trainer with the contract thing. This is our promo. And I'm like, okay. So
Yeah.
I meet the guy, and what was the thing is, I've always been physically big, right? So he goes, all right, dude. So what we're going to do is you're going to lift. Like, what was your goals? And I said, man, of course, when I'm that young, I want to be ripped, big and ripped. And
Yeah.
he's like, you got the size. Well, so what we're going to do is we're going to add the definition or the mass, and then we're going to trim you up. So you're not going to be trimmed for probably 6-8 months, maybe longer. But trust me, and like you said, I trust the process. I'm like, this guy fucking knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
So I'd see him once a month for an hour, and we wouldn't even work out because he sees me in there all the time. And he's like, do this, do this, do this. And he'd give me a regimen. Dude, within a couple years, I was bigger, but then I looked even bigger because I became shredded at the same time.
Yeah.
So it was like, it was cool to learn the science underneath that, because at first you're like, I'm just going to go lift weights and melt all this fat and you can see all my muscles. No,
Yeah.
dude, it don't work that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
When I first joined the gym, I did it was like a challenge, right? Weight loss challenge. I lost like 70 pounds, and I was like a 185, right? 185, but skinny, no definition, right? I jump on this other program, the one I'm doing now. I'm down right now. Like I said, I'm like at 172 and just look fucking way more jacked. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. You feel better too, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if when you look better, you're definitely going to feel better.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know?
Oh, and
Yeah.
then when your old lady grabs hold of you, she's like, "Hey," I'm like, "Hey, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go to the gym real quick, get a pump on."
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
right. But no, it's I just think that it's just a good place to start your fitness because
Yeah.
if you feel good, your mind gets good, your spirit gets good, your everything gets good. And then, like you said, you take your shirt off or you see yourself in a shirt and it's tight in all the right places and it just does something for you, you know?
Yeah.
Uh, but mentally, with mental health, the way it is, the way people talk about it and the way it is with me personally and all the stuff that I've gone through and like you gone through, look what it did for you, man.
Yeah. Yeah. After my
You're,
accident, went and saw a therapist.
did you? Good
Yeah.
for you. Good for you.
Yeah.
But like working out, look what working out did for you.
Yeah.
It's a safe
Yeah.
place, right?
It's a
And
safe place, and
yeah.
some people are like, dude, that's just a new addiction for you. Well, I mean, it's probably the best one,
Yeah, I was
you
gonna
know?
say. Well, if I have to have an addiction, let me think.
Yeah.
Coke, crack, gym, or booze.
Right.
Let me think. I'll get back to you on that one. What
Right.
the fuck? Of course, I'm gonna go to the gym.
Right,
But
man.
yeah, no, I'm. But it's not for everybody, right? I'm a self-proclaimed gym rat, and I love the gym. It clears my mind. I enjoy pushing weight. I like going to battle. One of my favorite quotes is, "Every man longs for a battle to fight, uh, an adventure to go on, and a woman to save."
Mm,
And I've broken
yeah.
that down, right? I mean, it's an old phrase, but if you break it down in modern terms, I always say the gym, that's my battleground, right? And then an adventure to go on. I make last night, my son and I going to the hardware store and the grocery store was an adventure.
Yeah.
You don't have to go climb fucking Mount Everest, dude. You
No.
know what I mean? And then a woman to save, you're not like saving her from a burning building. You know what? Your wife comes home from a bad day, you can hug her and kiss her and
Do the
wash it.
dishes, whatever.
Love language, bro.
Yeah.
My we were with a bunch of friends, and this lady's like, "You don't know your wife's love." This is years ago. You don't know your wife's love language. I go, I do. She goes, "You sure?" And I go, "Yeah." Watch this. Hey, baby, how'd you feel if you got home and the kitchen was clean and the living room was picked up and all the dishes were done? Ooh. I go, and I go, but I didn't have my shirt on either. She's like, "Oh my God, stop, 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 stop." I look at the lady. I go, "Come on, dude."
Yeah.
Now I buy her $35 worth of flowers. She's like, "Why did you spend so much just on flowers?"
Yeah.
No,
Yeah. My
no,
my wife's is quality time.
that's it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't need to spend. And the other thing too is, I'll get my son at 5:30. He's in bed by 7, right? But that hour and a half, there ain't nothing else going on in the world, dude.
Yeah.
My phone is in the sock drawer because I know my wife's working and she doesn't need me. And my son has 100% of my attention for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
That's not bad, dude.
No,
But he
life is so
remembers
good.
that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, damn, bro. Daniel, I appreciate you coming on, man.
Yeah,
That's a
appreciate you
crazy
as well.
story, dude. That's a crazy story.
Man, that's just touching on it, dude. That's just touching
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we could talk hours about it, but the other thing too is because people respect me as well with my instant, with my back, to sit here and relive it every time you talk to somebody. I like to go about 30,000 foot view. And if you want to go deep with it, I follow you right along, dude. But I don't like to push it because
Yeah.
that's,
It's
there's
all
no
good.
reason. Yeah, there's no reason
Yeah.
for that too. But, and now you're out helping people, you get all fucked up with that and you recover and you got the family and you're
Yeah.
helping people through coaching. Dude, what else you need, man? You live a blessed life, bro.
I never used to, man. I used to take full advantage of it. Now it's just about giving to other people, man.
Amen to that. And on that note, we're going to get out of here, bud.
All right.
Thanks, dude. Damn pleasure. Hang
you.
tight, okay?
All right, brother.
See, this is why I just don't fuck with electricity. Nope. The electrician, he's a buddy of mine, the new house. He's like, dude, all you got to do, don't even bring that shit up. But Daniel, super cool dude, as you can see. Check out his Instagram. Link is in the show notes. I bet you he would love to hear from you. But I'm going to get you out of here because I know you got shit to do. But don't forget, Live Rishi, High Speed Daddy, my website. Don't act cool, be cool. Till next time.